According to several reports we came across from European media outlets, Kylian Mbappé has already agreed to a long-term deal with Real Madrid, which would make him one of the best paid players on the planet. The news doesn't bode well for Paris Saint-Germain, who were hoping to convince their star player to pen an extension. Joan Laporta, on the other hand, is not a huge fan of his predecessor Josep Maria Bartomeu, whose departure has created more problems for Laporta. Gerard Piqué believes that the likes of Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappé are definitely not going to play in the same team, even though he would like to see both men at the Camp Nou. Meanwhile, we need to talk once again about the excellent transfer window that Barcelona embarked upon in January. Liverpool were so close to signing Fabio Carvalho, only to see the deal fall through in the last few minutes of the transfer window. We're going to tell you exactly what happened. According to latest rumours, PSG were willing to part ways with Mauricio Pochettino in January, but decided against it. So you know who we are, and you also know how hard we work to bring you some really important stories from the game we love. So how about you become part of our growing audience, and are always a touch away from knowing about all things football. Before we get started, we want to share the sponsor of today's video. The OneFootball app is the ultimate football platform, and is a must-have for every football fan so that you can follow all of your favourite leagues, teams and players all the time right from your phone. You can be sure to turn on notifications for specific players to be instantly alerted when they score a goal or when they're involved in other breaking news. It's the best and easiest way to stay up to date with everything football. Click the link in the description down below to download the app right now. You won't regret it. Dissatisfied with results and the style of play offered by the Argentinian, the management of Paris Saint-Germain tried to part ways with Mauricio Pochettino this winter. However, the former Tottenham manager is going to finish the season before leaving. The leaders of Ligue 1 with 11 points ahead of OGC Nice, PSG should, barring a huge reversal of fortunes, become French champions, a title that was stolen by Lille last season. However, we should mention here that the league leaders were also dumped out of the Coupe de la Ligue by Lille at the start of the season, finished second in their Champions League group behind Manchester City, and more recently were eliminated in the round of 16 of the Coupe de France in front of their own fans on Monday evening. The results have clearly been below expectations, just like the style of play put on by the Argentinian, something that's not appreciated by the supporters of the capital club. In fact, the club management tried in vain to sack the Argentinian tactician this winter, as revealed by Le Parisien. During the month of January, several coaches were even asked to replace Pochettino. Reportedly, Zinedine Zidane was approached once again, but it appears that the legendary Frenchman is still waiting for the right moment to return to the dugout. For now though, PSG have decided to end the current campaign with Pochettino, who is likely to leave the club in the summer. However, it should be mentioned here that if PSG crash out of the Champions League round of 16 against Real Madrid, we might say au revoir to a manager who's been tipped for the job at Manchester United. The Red Devils are unlikely to offer Ralf Rangnick a permanent role, with the German expected to move into a consultation role. This is another reason why United didn't sign a single player this January, since they didn't want to hire a player the new manager wouldn't want. Very practical, isn't it? Liverpool have been frustrated in their late bid to complete the Fabio Carvalho case. The 2022 winter transfer window will remain in the memory as one of the best we've seen in recent years. To everyone's surprise, Liverpool, who welcomed Luis Diaz from FC Porto in January, tried to take the competition to the next level by completing the transfer of Fabio Carvalho, a real championship sensation this season in the Fulham jersey with 8 goals and 4 assists in 18 appearances. The English striker of Portuguese origin, who will be a free agent in June 2022, will not extend with Fulham, who are pushing for promotion, and his situation is of interest to many teams across England and Europe. The Reds then tried to lock this file by paying a transfer this winter and letting him finish the season on loan with the London side. The Scousers even belatedly agreed with their counterparts a compensation of around €15 million. Everything seemed to be done. Yes, but here's the thing. At the time of formalising the terms of the deal, the decision makers realised that the deadline had passed. If in the Premier League the clubs have a few hours to finalise a signing, such as Everton signing Dele Alli at 1:15 AM, this is not the case in the Championship. So if Fabio Carvalho, who had even passed his medical exam, had indeed been sold under the agreement between the various parties on Monday evening, he could not have returned to Fulham, and that's why the move failed to materialise. One might call it postponed, but to be honest, Carvalho will have more options to go for. so anything could happen in the summer. Regardless, Jurgen Klopp's side are definitely going to be very active in the summer transfer window and might even decide to sell a few players here and there. Asked this Tuesday at a press conference about the possible transfer of Erling Haaland, the president of Barcelona, Joan Laporta, sent a spade to his predecessor, Josep Maria Bartomeu. "What we certainly won't do is make payments without cause. We will not pay for anything," said the Catalan leader, sending a subliminal message to the former president. As a reminder, under the mandate of Bartomeu, the Catalan leaders were accused of having paid disproportionate commissions during transfers. During the press conference, the Barcelona president was also asked if he could promise that during his term he would not pay more than 5% commission to agents during a transfer, in particular that of the Norwegian from Dortmund. "I will try not to make disproportionate payments. In the past, it happened that if you wanted to sign a player, you had to pay certain commissions. But if we do, we won't disguise it. We will explain it with maximum transparency. But what we will not do is for sure is to pay 17 million euros in commission to a player so that 40% of the sum is for his father," explained the man who has been president of Barca since March 2021. Meanwhile, Gerard Piqué isn't too sure if the club will be able to sign both Mbappé and Haaland in the same transfer window. Interviewed on Sunday evening by the Spanish influencer Ibai Llanos on Twitch, Gerard Piqué mentioned the possible arrivals in La Liga of Kylian Mbappé and Erling Haaland and took a risky bet. For the Spanish defender, the two players, who are notably tracked by Real Madrid, cannot play at the same club. "I think Haaland will come to La Liga. I want the best players with me," said the Catalan. Despite Real's interest, the Norwegian striker is Barcelona's priority target for next summer. "I understand that the best players aspire to win the Ballon d'Or, and I put my hand in the fire that Haaland and Mbappé will not play in the same team. This is my opinion, not information. Things can still change. Anything can happen." There is no doubt that the future of the PSG forward, who will be free at the end of the season, and that of the Dortmund striker will be at the centre of the next transfer window in June. And that brings us to the main topic. During a totally crazy last leg of the January transfer window, the German newspaper Bild revealed a big piece of information about Kylian Mbappé. According to the publication, the French striker has already reached an agreement with Real Madrid for an unparalleled salary of 50 million euros a year, an announcement that did not fail to make a certain Ronaldo jump, the former Brazilian legend who played for both Barca and Real Madrid. "I read the news that he will go to Real Madrid and earn 50 million a year. We made the wrong generation. The football industry is growing so much that it is right for the stars to get more and more money. If it's like that today, it's because there were players who inspired them, like us." Optimism was back in recent days at PSG. The capital club wanted to see positive signs for a possible contract extension for Kylian Mbappé. Discussions were always open and the club's ownership believed that the player wanted to extend. Now though, Mbappé is very much close to signing for Real Madrid and might even have a gentleman's agreement with Los Blancos. The latest development is definitely not a good one for the French Giants, who will now be forced to prepare for life without their star performer. Nasser Al-Khelaifi maintained that the World Cup winner might not leave, but all that's changed now. For Madrid though, we expect them to turn their attention towards other targets, such as Erling Haaland. However, we're no longer sure whether they will move for the Norwegian due to a lot of things. But hey, a lot of things can change in the summer, so fingers crossed everyone.